Back with the unusual weekly galactic reading. In this week's information, also regarding the blood moon, the full moon, the emotional body. Feel that there are things around you that you do not see. Be humble and understand, and over and inner and outer stand, that not everything that is around you is to be understood. For you are carrying it all, but you don't know it all logically to interpret in this moment. The crystal that I like to introduce for this weekly reading is obsidian. This time I'm not pulling no cards, I'm going straight to ether of the mind and bring it in. So obsidian, and let's say rainbow obsidian, if you don't have that stone, read on that stone. See what resonates with you when you find that stone, and what is that stone supposed to communicate to you. In-depth obsidian brings forth the deep, deep things in the emotional body that we carry, the deep traumas that we went through, and bring them back up. And a lot of times people don't want to work with obsidian because it brings too much stuff up. There's too much stuff going on. It gets too wild, and then we don't want to hear it. We don't want to face it. We don't want to feel what we feel. But understand this. There's nothing on this planet that can actually make you upset but yourself. There's only things from your perspective that you interpret in a way that they can make you upset. What does that mean? That has to do with your relating to the world. That's how the world will relate to you. Ultimately, that is what is in your attraction field. So, let's say you want to see Batman, and you click on a show and you watch Batman, and 15 minutes into the show you complain that there's Batman all the time and you don't want to see Batman. Well, then retrace your steps when you made the decision that you want to watch a Batman show. Batman is going to reappear over and over until the show is over. That is an analogy for topics that you pick when you are in life, whether it is you on Facebook or any other social media, or you at a party, or you at a coffee shop. You click on a channel, know the story of the channel. It's like now there's no more excuse. Be knowledgeable and not superficial with the things that you're walking into. You walk into the things and then you complain about the things that come to you as if you did not know they would happen to you. That is unconscious talking to you. Wake up and be conscious. When you do that, you develop your psyche. When you develop your psyche, guess what? Your higher self will not allow for you to walk into these situations where the main character appears that you so do not wish to see. So it's about conscious decision right now. Structured thinking. Also, thought management. How long am I busy with a topic that upsets me? How long do I need to digest something that I can't change with my opinion? And you understand, I learned that from when my grandfather was alive, and he watched the politicians on television, and then he would complain about the politicians. He would not go and vote. He wouldn't do anything different, but he was ready for every weekend to complain about what everybody else is doing wrong. So as a child, I saw a lot of people sit around and complain about a lot of things that they do not do different, but they have to complain. So the question is are you part of the problem, contributing, bickering and bitching about what's wrong with the world? Meaning you're feeding the energy and you're installing that and validating that somebody's messing up because you're repeating it over and over and over. That spells insanity. Obsidian for this week requests catch your loop. If you're running your loop for more than 5 minutes, you're in trance. That means you're hypnotized. It's almost like equivalent like you are a zombie. While you have movies like Zombieland. These are all metaphors where we're talking to ourselves. The undead, the mental dead. It doesn't mean the corpse is dead, the flesh is dead, and they need brain. What is brain? Brain represents consciousness. You are in a world of people, of automatons that are now waking up, and that feels irritating, especially with the full moon. So this week's message is, feel your body. Do not drop your projections on other people. Do not run your upset until everybody else around you is upset, because now they acknowledge that you're being upset, and now what we have is everybody being upset. That's how politics were run. This is how the world was run. This is how wars were installed. This is how wars were created. It's infectious. It is like viral programming. It's like a thought that thinks it can do other than serve you, to reflect, do what it wants inside of you. Well, guess what that thought form can also be? A free radical, a virus. And there are certain viral activities in your body, and that's when it comes back to health, with consciousness and physicality, that do not belong into your system. And you have to acknowledge that once your system clears itself and has the opportunity to heal itself, you get fearless, you're thinking clearer, and these free radical thoughts are disappearing, because the viral infection goes hand in hand with the viral infection of thought patterns in your brain. So let's say you see somebody at the post office and they are overweight in terms of what a doctor would say, and a certain measurement, and your observation would say, okay, that person is not well, itching and acne and irritated, and screams because the line doesn't move fast enough, wants to see the manager. Nothing seems to work for that person. Well, that has to do with the level of mental and physical viral infection, and that is a physical fact. That's not so much metaphysical, and you can't trace it or check it. When these people are being checked on these levels, you have to understand where they are and see them for what they are. And compassion also means you don't have to go where it's contagious, whether it's energetically or airborne. You can protect yourself. By that, in peace, retreat from the drama, process yourself with yourself. Do not engage others in your drama and drown them in your drama because you have the drama. This is what we have experienced in the past. And me, 15 years ago, with a partner that I had, that when I felt like I suffered with my partner, I drowned into the same black hole. I got as sick as that person, and that person got happy because it realized somebody is sicker than they are, and the end result was I got sick, that person got good. That's not the equation of healing the collective consciousness. The equation of healing us all and the collective consciousness is get healthy, get well, listen to what actually is advised to get better, and the universe will communicate that to you all day, every day. And most of all, was a thing in closing this up is, don't forget your permission to be ET in human form. You come from off planet into a physical vessel to make a physical exploration of what that is, emotional body, or what the illusion of limitation is. And many signs around you, which I will show you now, will remind you that your galactic heritage is here. And this is not a painting what I'm about to show you. This is nature. So follow me real quick, and you know, as usual, the flip side is always there waiting for you. So I'll show you a little something. Okay, as you can see here in this beautiful piece of nature, it's right in front of you and you wouldn't see it if I pushed you. So I'll move this camera a little bit and go a little bit closer, that you can really actually see how our galactic heritage is reminding us that they're always here. You see this? And if you don't see anything in this, then I rest my case. This is not a painting. This is a riverbed. See, when we go over this and take off, and there are many, many signs out here on the rocks, you wouldn't see it. So seeing is believing. If you want to come to this land, you can explore this. by yourself, for yourself. Look at how beautiful this is up here. And on that note, okay, so you've got a little mermaid sitting here in the riverbed in the distance. The rocks. And I see you most certainly on the flip side. Peace.